The holiday season is upon us. We've passed Christmas and we head into a new year. A new year, a chance for new beginnings. New beginnings is exactly what both of these teams would like, as each have started out 0-3. Tonight is an opportunity to start anew, start fresh. We are here at Gloucester County College, the James Atkinson Memorial Tournament on Comcast. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another broadcast here on the Gloucester County Educational Network. Rob Christ along with my partner, Shawn Leary. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to Shawn.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
All of you. Again, this is an opportunity, Shawn, for both teams to come out and establish themselves early. You know, in talking with both head coaches, a little unsure of their teams, a little unsure of themselves, and it's funny, sometimes losing can be contagious, and certainly winning can be too.
Absolutely, and that's, like you said, if you just want to get one win, maybe you can string a couple other together, and that really becomes infectious throughout the team. When you lose one, you know, you kind of get down a little bit. When you win one, you certainly can, you know, up that tempo and use it to your advantage and get the momentum going.
For Pennsauken Tech, they've been led throughout the season by Jason Legore. Legore has been their go-to guy. That was certainly the case the other night against Deptford. They'll look to him again.
Yeah, what I really like about this guy, he's really matured as a person and as a player. And that's, you know, you're starting to see really the effects of how he's been as a person. It's starting to translate onto the floor for this team. And what you really like to see is not only is that going to be good for him, but it's also going to be good for his teammates, because they're going to see that leader, not only on the floor, but leading by example. You always want your best players to lead by example, not only on the court, but off the court as well. Like you talk about infections, that spreads.
For Glassboro, this is a team that doesn't necessarily have the depth that they've had in past years, but Jermaine Russell was someone that surprised Coach Russell Winstead throughout the preseason. He led the team in scoring in each and every game. That trend has continued, but he's come down with a stomach ailment. We hope to see him rebound tonight, but that will be an issue tonight for him and the Glassboro Bulldogs.
He's got to be a tough kid. I mean, he was sick until 2:30 in the morning at the hospital last night. And this wasn't just we had a little tummy ache. This kid had to go get checked out. And what do you like about him is, you know, he's come off the bench. He's really provided a spark for this team. When you look at that Glassboro names, no one really jumps out at you from last year. And that's a concern for Glassboro. They lose a couple of guys during the season, a couple guys out of school completely, not on this team. And with Glassboro, you know, it might be another one of them rebuilding seasons that they saw a couple years ago. But here's a guy that comes in, comes off the bench, he can shoot from the outside, he lights it up, score. And again, you want a guy that step into that role. A guy coming off the bench, that gives you that advantage as a coach, because you know who your starting five is. Then you got a guy who starts in scrimmage and says, hey, listen, give me some playing time. I want the rock. I want to see if I can produce for this team. He's done that for the Bulldogs.
You know, both of these teams have certainly faced their share of adversity starting the season 0-3. Look for this game to see if a team can establish themselves early. If a team starts out with a big lead, they will probably take it all the way home and earn their first win of the season. We'll have the tip ball for you in just a moment. Welcome back to Gloucester County College, about to get underway, and we are. Glassboro has won the tip. Glassboro in their traditional maroon, trimmed in gold. Pennsauken Tech in the white, gray, and maroon.
Now, Glassboro's not short on athletes, Rob, but they might be a little short on basketball knowledge and certainly size. This is a very small Bulldog team, and that's going to affect them through the season. Any team with size is going to be a mismatch for the Bulldogs.
Pennsauken Tech tends to favor playing the zone, and they're in that here early. Thrown in, knocked away, ball on the ground, scramble, and that's going to be Pennsauken Tech basketball.
A couple of years ago, Pennsauken Tech won the Tech State Championship.
They're coached by Jim Morton, a product of Father Judge High School in Philadelphia.
Coaching for 5 years. Penn Tech, we're going to have a jump ball. Possession's going to go to Penn Tech. Tornadoes. Tornadoes would like to suck up a couple of victories here, Rob, with an 0-3 start. Good rhythm that time.
Nice stroke by Walter Moore to start things here for the Tornadoes.
Moore, a 6'2" senior.
Three-point shot, rims out, tipped up, underneath, laid in by Adams.
That's a good opportunity for Sumio, and you know that's a spot where you don't mind a player hoisting the three because you have position down low. Glassboro has to be opportunistic on the boards because they don't have the size. Some guys trying to hoist up a three, especially in that spot, you don't mind it. That's Pedro Jimenez, 5'10" junior, dropping the tray.
And Zukowicz follows up with his own.
Big Z coming down, firing, and that's a quick answer for the Bulldogs. So both teams trying to heat up from the outside early. Real important to heat up when you don't have size. You need to hit the outside shots. This one off the back of the rim hits the hits that wire there, Rob, and that's going to be considered out of bounds. Ball goes over to Glassboro. So John Bowers, 5'10" forward, senior forward.
Glassboro looking to work the basketball. And again, both of these teams have started the season slowly. That's something that either program traditionally used to necessarily. But it's the case with high school basketball. You don't have the opportunity to recruit as you would collegiately. Pennsauken working the perimeter. A three-point shot is good. Jimenez, the pair of threes, holding a nice hand.
Pair of threes. You know what beats a pair of threes, don't you? Pair of fours.
Yes. It's a three and a foul.
Yeah. You don't see him very often.
No. So another turnover here.
Just making sure you know your poker knowledge. Just testing you.
I was assuming it was a pair of fours, but of course I didn't know if you're going to go with the aces and throw me a curveball. I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Pair of aces does beat a pair of threes.
Except not in basketball.
No.
Pull-up jump shot, Lagore, too strong, knocked down, taken away, knocked away. It's going to be Pennsauken Tech. Wisely, Walter Moore shot away. Once again, it's going to be Pedro Jimenez. Gets the ball, open three, short, rebound underneath, Moore, too strong, tips it out to Jimenez, drives, a wild shot.
I'm not even sure that it might have slipped out of his hands. He might have been trying to get the ball back to Moore, who had some good effort. Even after he missed the layup, instead of sulking about it, he went back up and tipped it to his teammate. So far, good effort by both teams, playing some decent defense. It's just that the perimeter shots are falling for both right now.
Long outlet, easy layup and laid in as Tatum gets his first deuce. John Tatum, the guard, a 6'2" junior, extends the lead to 5 points for Pennsauken Tech. And we have a kick.
Pennsauken Tech, they got to be pretty excited about the effort in the semifinal round against Deptford. They played Deptford extremely well. The Spartans, of course, you're going to always see the Spartans with a solid team.
Zukowicz in trouble, finds some space. Three-point shot, rims out, back of the rim, rebound, Bulldogs foul, and through the free throw line will go Russell.
You can always see a guy, Brandon Stevens was wide open in the corner, didn't get the ball initially and eventually got it and shot it. And it was a good looking shot, but you could see a guy when they got that look in their eye like, you know what, I was wide open, I didn't get the shot, but I'm going to take it the next time that I touch the basketball. But these are good outside shots because what's happening, it's allowing Glassboro to get the weak side rebounds, and they're in position to get the rebound. That's when you want to shoot the three. So many times in basketball, you'll see a team hoist a three, and it might be a poor shot, even though you may be wide open. If you don't get the rebound, the other team can get into transition, and that's where you can find yourself in trouble. That happened to Glassboro to get the lead to a 10-5 with Penn Tech having that one outlet pass. The other couple of shots have been good shots by the Bulldogs.
Well, Russell converts his 2 free throws. We mentioned Russell last night fell ill up until late into the evening, and Coach Winsett had mentioned that he expected him to be tired, but critical cog of this Glassboro offense, scoring 2 points, drawing the Bulldogs to within 3. This should be a good game, and it's frankly a very important game for both of these teams.
Absolutely. At 0-3, you know, you get that start, and like you mentioned, Rob, in the open, there's Russ Winsett. See, the head coach here at Glassboro has put together a nice career and has some helpers on the bench, including Steve Bell, Abdul Payne, and Tim Kalora. There's a couple other Winsets on the bench right now that are helping out. Sons Jack and Sam. Kind of running the show over there, Rob. If you look, Jack has the books. He's keeping his dad in check.
Tech taking it away, another turnover by these Bulldogs. They had the opportunity to tie or to draw within 1. Instead, Pennsauken Tech looking to extend. Inside drive off glass and good. Another hoop for Walter Moore, his second.
That was too easy for Moore. Glassboro has to do a better job of getting in front of Moore and fronting him.
Zukowicz too strong, follows, has his own rebound, knocked away. Bulldog basketball.
Got to do is they got to force Moore to go a little more wide, and you do that by fronting him. Too easy getting to the hole on that trip. Pennsauken now with a 5-point lead.
Up top, Zukowicz moving the basketball, playing catch with Turner to the wing.
Great patience in this first quarter by Glassboro. And you can see, Rob, this is a team that hit the wire as well. But this is a Glassboro team, Rob, that's probably more fundamentally sound than you're going to see from some Bulldog teams where they just try to use some of their athleticism. You know, you look at Timmy Breaker last year and what he was able to do. You don't have guys like that on this roster. Good look.
Nice inside look and an easy lay-in for Jason Legore, his first of the evening. And again, Pennsauken Tech now doubling up Glassboro 14-7. Easy lay-in, but fouled on the way is Baggett. Scott Baggett, 6'4" senior.
He's the only guy really with size, but he's not a huge physical specimen. He's got good size, good frame. He kind of runs solo down underneath. I mean, you do have guys who can attack from the perimeter, but you don't have those big football players, Rob, that you have on some other squads that come in and give you that power forward presence that you need to really complete your team. A couple of big guys that can intimidate on the court as well.
And 0 for 2 is Baggett from the free throw line. Still a 14-7 lead here for Pennsauken Tech. 2:19 remaining. This is the first. Jump shot gets the roll. Walter Moore starting to flex his muscles. He has 6.
Yeah, how many times do you see it, Robert? Football translates to the basketball court. You have one of them big tight ends that'll play that power forward position. Good shot.
That's a 2 for Zukowicz.
Okay, good rhythm by Zukowicz.
Again, another easy look and a nice strong move by Walter Moore. Quickly 8 points here in this first quarter. Down to 1:40 remaining. Up top, Baggett jump shot. High arcing shot is pulled down by the Bulldogs. Turner brings it back up and now looks for three. The three-pointer's good.
Hey, give Turner that shot. He'll throw that off his shoulder. He's got that unique style of shooting the threes, and it works for him. And he deserved that shot. A good hustle, good offensive rebound. This is where Glassboro has to get back. Even though you're going to trap, you have to make sure that you get back on defense. And Russ Winsett right now going to address his troops and say, listen, this is what we need to do on the defensive end. Otherwise, we're going to be giving up too many easy buckets. 18 points in this first quarter. Not a terrific defensive effort for the Bulldogs, and that's one of the things that Coach Winsett was impressed with in the semifinal round against Paulsboro, is the defensive effort against that team.
Glassboro moving the ball well, outside three. They've taken a lot of three-pointers here early. Obviously not a high percentage shot. They trail by 6 points as we are inside of 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. It's the consolation game of the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic here from Gloucester County College. Three-point shot rims out and again pulled down by Marone. Marone leads the way. Up top, again another three, no good, rims out. And right now this is glorified street basketball, as little passing and little movement of the basketball inside to the trees.
Well, that, and you don't have that option so much for Glassboro. But Rob, when I was talking about the good three-point shot and the bad three-point shot, and from Stevens, that was not a good three-point shot because he doesn't have his teammates down there to try and rebound the basketball. You need to be able to give yourself extra opportunities, again, because that's where the transition buckets. Not only do you miss, but then you're also likely to give up two on the opposite end because your guys are not in position. And why is that, right? Well, you have guys that are going to, and not being able to do it early enough, you have them crashing the boards late. Their momentum now is going toward their basket, and instead of being set there and being able to run back on the defensive end. So you can imagine balls being shot, you have the offensive players going to the basket, grab the rebound, and now that momentum is going to carry him more toward the opposite basket, and that's why you get the transition.
Penn Tech driving to the hole, knocked away. I was about to say they'd probably hold for the last shot, but give Rembert credit. He saw a seam, try to exploit it, but denied as he approached the hole. 16.9 left, and Pennsauken Tech now will pull it out.
Not to mention you have guys out of position, Rob, when you have those three-pointers that quite not ready, even though you may be open.
Remember, the freshman, a wild shot, no good, followed, a good! The rebound by Tatum, and that's disconcerting as nobody boxes out, and that leads to an easy two-pointer. We're through one quarter of play here at Gloucester County College. Penn Tech on top by 8. Welcome back. It's Gloucester County College. Rob Christ along with my partner Shawn Leary, Gloucester County Educational Network. Second quarter underway at the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic. Ball turned over, and Pennsauken Tech will take over. They hold an 8-point edge here as we just begin play at Gloucester County College. Rembert, the freshman, dribbles down the far wing. And looking to work the perimeter. Rembert, a long three-pointer. Wild pulled down by Tatum. No good, Lagore. And it rims out. Rebound by Stevens. Here come the Bulldogs. Zukowicz, 4-3, good. Zukowicz with 8 of the team's 15 points.
Yeah, Zukowicz is the type of kid you can't really give him good looks because he can get streaky and start firing in a couple outside shots, and he likes that wing, Rob. He likes along the baseline where he can get that open look couple of shots from me, he has 8, right?
That's correct. Legore. It's been their go-to guy. Thus far, it's really been Moore. Tatum. Watched by Zukowicz. Drives, dishes. Foul called.
Going to charge.
That's going to be a charge.
Good defensive position. Looked like that time. Tatum a little out of control as he went to the basket. Had Zukowicz with a reach, and Tatum says, I'm going to try to take you to my left. He did it a little out of control.
Stevens looks to penetrate, dishes instead. Marone back to Stevens. Stevens driving again wildly, and that's going to be a travel.
Good idea by Stevens and good aggressiveness. I mean, trying to get to the basket, you need to eventually try to go to the hole, because you can't just continuously fire from the outside. Got to get some easy looks.
Moore, a little strong, in and out. And quickly, Turner will bring it across the timeline. Quick pace here. Three-point shot by Stevens is good. His first points of the evening. It's back to a 2-point game.
And that was a really good look by Stevens. That time he had his feet set in rhythm. Good look by Turner, and that's where you want to have your three-point shooter. That's over and back. Good call. Going to get a timeout here called by Jim Morton. You don't like exactly what he sees. Matt Hallinan, the assistant coach for the Tornadoes, playing in that Olympic conference, Rob. Some good basketball in that Olympic.
The conclusion of this game will be our championship game.
Of course, this James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic is a creation of the Gloucester County Freeholders in memory of James G. Atkinson. And it's a tradition that has been around for some time. Stephen Sweeney, the director of the tournament, Joe Chilla, the tournament chairman in the boys division. Last year, the champions, Washington Township in the boys division, and Timber Creek in the girls division. Glassboro was the runner-up in the girls, Paulsboro the runner-up in the boys. Gloucester County College has always had a fine tradition athletically. Wrestling, baseball, and basketball even more recently.
Yeah, and you know what I like is that Gloucester County College has put an emphasis on trying to get some more locals into the program. You know, it's been so many years where they would take some guys who just quite couldn't make it for whatever reason, out of Maryland or New York. Really good basketball players, by the way, and they would build a championship contender year after year. But you know what? Now they're looking more locally, giving some of the locals a chance to play and continue their careers. And I think that's ultimately what you want. It's nice to get the wins, but it's called a county college for a reason. You're giving the players from this county the opportunity to extend their careers. It's good to see them make that, you know, sort of transition. You look at Rowan. Hey, Rowan's got a couple of local players, and that's also a product that basketball has become better in this county. You're starting to see some pretty talented basketball players, and for years, basketball has been an afterthought here in at least Gloucester County. And Russell Carter a couple of years ago playing for Paulsboro went on to play at Notre Dame. Had a drought. Now you have two guys from the county going on to play. Lopez from Washington Township and Darius Quarles from Paulsboro. Quarles going to St. Joe's. And Lopez going to LaSalle.
In and out, Moore can't find a home. It's been a scoring drought here, 4:05 remaining, still 20-18.
But right now, Russ Winstead has to like the defense, the defensive effort by the Bulldogs as they've come out here in the second quarter. They've picked it up a little bit on that end of the court, and they're getting back defensively. And again, one of the reasons why Pennsauken is not getting those easy shots is a better shot selection on the offensive side.
We are midway through the second quarter, and Pennsauken Tech has yet to score a point. 6-0 run this quarter for Glassboro. Baseline drive, good. And Rowan is on the scoreboard. 8 straight points, and we have a tie ball game, 20 all.
Like the energy right now from Rowan. That's the guy who comes off the bench after getting a couple of minutes and can bring some high energy.
Continuing to move the basketball, Tatum up top. Looking to draw Rembert, the point guard. Driving off glass and to the free throw line will be John Tatum. He has 4 tonight.
Personal foul.
This is the first trip to the free throw line for the Tornadoes.
They should be able to get to the basket a little bit more, draw some fouls. They got a little bit better size, a little bit better leaping ability.
First points of the second quarter coming at the 3:19 mark. Tatum gives him the 1-point edge. He'll look to extend that.
Jermaine Russell comes back into the game. Brandon Stevens takes a break.
Tatum 1 for 2, 21-20. Zukowicz drives inside and he's fouled. He'll head to the free throw line with an opportunity to put Glassboro ahead.
Some knowledgeable fans here as well. They know when the team starts going to the basket a little bit more, you're going to get the opportunity to get to the free throw line. Gives balance to the offense. Zukowicz not settling there for the shot, outside shot. He goes hard to the rim, gets himself to the line, ties this thing up.
Zukowicz, the 5'11" senior guard with 9 points on the evening, has tied it at 21. Give him 10 and give Glassboro the lead. Across the timeline, up top it's Moore. Moore finds Legore. Legore has been relatively quiet here, and we mentioned that he's really been the guy. Driving inside, Legore, good. He has 4, 2 in each quarter. Open 3, and that falls. Shooter's roll for Trey Samil. 2-point edge for the Bulldogs. Things have turned since they've gone to that full court pressure. Legore handling the basketball with room. Now directing traffic, driving, pull-up jump shot. No, he dishes to the side. Tatum, splash. 25 all. Zukowicz, long three-pointer, short. Tatum pulls it down. Zukowicz applies pressure. Now Legore. Back to Rembert. Down to the 2-minute mark remaining in this first half. Knotted at 25. Consolation game of the Atkinson tournament. Legore with the basketball.
Be able to see the championship tomorrow in the GCEN, Gloucester County Educational Network.
Here's Legore. Watched by Zukowicz. He'll have to pick up his dribble. He finds Rembert as we're down to 1:30 remaining. Inside look, it's Moore. Moore, a long turnaround jump shot, no good. I tell you, they took a long time to come up with a shot that was not very good.
Yeah, and
Moore has to be a little bit more patient.
Well, like I said about Glassboro, Penntech has to do the same thing, is be patient with the basketball and get the good shot. I think they need to work the ball inside a little bit more. That should be to their strength. You're going to get a walk there. That's a good call. You have to be able to play to your strength. And right now against Glassboro, I think Penn Tech could take advantage of its size early on, especially here in the first half. They haven't been able to do that. And you kind of wanted to establish the tempo. Good. Steele going to get a travel by Sumio. Nice anticipation that time.
Dylan Marone has checked into the game. I had identified number 52 as Dylan Marone. We don't have a 52 on the roster. Inside drive, and that's a charge against Ligor.
It's an interesting call. I wasn't sure if Zukowicz had his feet set. Nonetheless, the call goes against Ligor.
We are knotted at 25, just 5 points this quarter for Pennsauken Tech. And now Glassboro will look for a good shot as we broach the 30-second spot remaining in this first half. Zukowicz again with room, and Pennsauken Tech in that 2-3 zone. Down to 20. Zukowicz almost has it stripped. Zukowicz backs away, picks up the dribble. Up top, he finds Samil.
That was good anticipation by Rembert. Knowing what Glassboro is trying to do, he goes for the steal, and that's not going to harm you in that spot.
Inside drive, no good. Tipped up, brought down, knocked away. Tatum gets off the shot. No good. We'll head to the locker room at the half. In the semifinal, the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic, we're tied at 25. Welcome back to Gloucester County College here on the Gloucester County Educational Network. Glassboro and Pennsauken Tech in the consolation game of the James G. Atkinson Memorial Classic getting underway. We start the second half. Rembert with the basketball. That second quarter really all Glassboro, and they knotted things up. Three-point shot is good. And Jimenez with a pair of threes in that first quarter was silent in the second. Now with 9. Jump shot, rims, follow, no good, tipped up, and coming away with it, it's Glassboro. The Bulldogs once again will look to move the basketball. Inside, taken away by Jimenez. Jimenez, a good-looking player, just a junior. Take it up top, and now work the wing. They'll cross things up. Open three, Rembert no good, tipped up, and it's going to be Moore who brings it down. Rembert not afraid to shoot and hits the three. Rembert with his first three-pointer, and quickly a 6-point edge as a pair of threes from Pennsauken guards has vaulted them in the lead with 6:45 remaining.
Funny how Penn Tech came out and they were able to get hot from the outside to start the game. Now immediately firing from all cylinders again in the outside, the perimeter part of the game, going for them early here in the second half.
Brandon Stevens with 5.
I still think the winner of this game, Rob, is going to be the team who starts to do a little bit better on the inside part of their game and get some of the easier baskets.
Zukowicz feeds the wing, and he'll take it back. Zukowicz, the leading scorer for these Glassboro Bulldogs. He's done a nice job with a pair of threes, and he has 10 on the evening. Zukowicz, the only scorer from both teams in double figures. Stevens feeds the wing. Looking for penetration, but Stevens again over to Zukowicz. That's a long three-pointer. Rims out, tipped up, Kilgore boxed out on the baseline. That's going to go to the Bulldogs. Before I forget, Shawn, a special thanks to Fred Schwartz. He's always been great to us when we come here to Gloucester County College, and really set us up with our stat pack, and always makes us very comfortable here.
Absolutely. There's literally some Hall of Famers that are in this, some Gloucester County Hall of Famers that are involved with Gloucester County College here, including Bob Frederick. It's the former longtime AD, athletic director over at Paulsboro, the wrestling coach. And probably, and I say this a lot, I know I kind of say this a lot, but there's a lot of good people in sports, but Bob Frederick, top 5 nicest guys you're going to meet.
Glassboro with the basketball. Zukowicz driving, no good, followed by Stevens. Stevens sandwich has it knocked away. Rembert, it's a track race. Rembert off of his leg, and they're going to call the foul. Rembert may have gotten away with one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think maybe just because Rembert got tripped up himself, and that it may have looked more harmful, but I think Rembert actually just got out of control there, and it was decent defense by Sumiel.
So Pennsauken Tech with the basketball. You mentioned Frederick, great guy. Schwartz and Gloucester County College has availed themselves nicely with some of the movers and shakers here in the area. Jimenez for 3, no good. Zukowicz pulls it down and now looks to kickstart this Glassboro offense. 31-27, 4:50 remaining third quarter, knocked away. Now it's Tatum. Tatum feeds Rembert.
And not saying that Fred Schwartz isn't in the top 5, but you had mentioned Schwartz, and I just needed to follow up with Frederick. We got to give him some love as well. Because Fred Schwartz is also really one of the good guys, and you're right, he does an outstanding job here.
Driving wildly, tipped up. Here comes Moore. Moore with the basketball, feeds Rembert. Both of these teams right now, Shawn, just playing a little out of control.
I agree, Rob. And team that settles down, gets into the offense. It's good effort. Good effort that time by Legore.
More and more. They're going to call a charge. 31-27, Pennsauken Tech with the 4-point edge. You know, watching all the players come in, Shawn, for the next game, everybody with their headset on, their iPod in, whatever else. Nobody talks to each other anymore.
Nope.
They're all in their own little... It used to be, you know, about 10 minutes before game time, you kind of get into your game mode and kind of focus. Now it's as long as a charge you have on your iPod.
That's true. And they all come in with, looks like a little chip on the shoulder, little tude working as they come into the gym.
Well, it depends what song they're listening to.
Well, you got the team on the opposite end of the floor, so you want to show them that you have your game face already working.
Foul called inside as Russell, with just a pair, will head to the free throw line. Do you think they're listening to like breakdown of basketball fundamentals by John Wooden? They put that in their iPod? Or?
Nope, I doubt it.
Really?
That wouldn't be a bad idea, though, right before the game. That's what...
I'm just thinking.
I mean, who knows, though? Billy Hoskins. You got Billy Hoskins at the helm, year after year winning. Could be a secret.
They had a big win against Williamstown. Remember last year we did some great games between those two.
Oh, we have over the years. Deptford and Williamstown, Deptford and Clearview. It seems like every Deptford game, we might be in a good one. That game's going to air tomorrow in the final, but usually when Deptford is involved, boys or girls, we got a good one, and good effort defensively that time by Jermaine Russell. So,
you know, I'm watching Jim Morton and Russ Winsett throughout the game. And again, you know, they've started 0-3, and I know as a coach it's very frustrating. But the season's relatively young, but it looks like they're trying to out-stoic each other tonight.
Well, you know, when you got your best stoic going on, usually your team's going to come out with a win.
They don't strike you as stoic?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can see it in their cheeks.
Okay, this conversation's going nowhere. 3:05 left, 31-29. Pennsauken will look to increase the lead. Jimenez feeds to Moore. Moore with the open look, short. Pulled down, and now Glassboro. Fast break, laid up, and in by Russell. 31-31. It's a good one. Consolation game. Atkinson Classic here at Gloucester County College. Pennsauken Tech took the early lead, and the Bulldogs have been tenacious. A high arcing shot.
It tickled the fans.
Yeah, I think it's some of the
not the fans in the seats
industrial plumbing. Baggett feeds the wing. And Turner.
Good look inside. Let's see, that's a good look. You get to the inside, you get yourself to the free throw line. That's a nice job by Turner. And then a nice job by Baggett to establish position down low. That's a good look. There's a perfect shot that time. Nice job by Kevin Munyon, our videographer, down along the baseline to be able to pick that up.
Baggett 0 for 3 from the free throw line. And again, you have a situation here, Shawn, where you have Baggett, who's 6'4". He's the tallest player in either lineup. You want to try to take advantage of that, but one of the advantages is you're going to be fouled. You've got to hit the free throws. And he does. 1 for 4 for Baggett, and that puts Glassboro on top by 1, 32-31, with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
But if you keep feeding down low, you're going to get those opportunities. Those freebies at the line are important at the end of the game. Usually with the team with the most free throws made, you're going to see them having a lot of success.
Pennsauken Tech showing a little bit more patience here. Jimenez to the wing, and Legore. Jimenez, he'll pull it back out. Rembert, just a freshman. To the wing, it's Legore.
Yeah, free throws, Rob, is kind of like in golf when you have your green game, your chipping. It's not something that you really, you don't impress your friends by chipping up and getting it close to one putt. Same thing with free throws. You're not going to really impress anybody by driving to the basket and getting to the free throw line. But those are the detailed things that make you a good basketball player, a good golfer.
Baggett alters Legore's shot. Driving, short, pulled down. And that is Moore averaging 10 rebounds per game. He's been a presence on the glass tonight. Down to just 1 minute remaining now in this third quarter. 32-31, Bulldogs on top. Again, both of these teams coming into tonight with marks of 0-3. Glassboro losing to Gloucester Catholic.
Rembert with a rainbow. Gets it to fall and gives his team the 2-point lead. Now, I mentioned golf because Steve Bell's in the house. Steve Bell's the golf coach for Glassboro.
Stevens now with a pair of threes and a deuce. He has 8, down to 30 seconds remaining. It's 35-34. Legore finds a seam. Legore with the left hand, no good. Baggett pulls it down. Tied up, Baggett holds.
It's a good look by Legore, just not able to finish. They'll hold for the final shot, at least.
Stevens from way outside, good. Russ Winstead just laughed. No, yeah, very nice.
That's exactly what he did. And there's no exaggeration that he put his arms up like, what are you doing? And it falls and only he could smile.
Zukowicz, no good. And Glassboro with a strong finish will head to break. 1 quarter of play remaining. 38-34. Glassboro and the Atkinson Memorial Classic consolation game. Welcome back to Gloucester County College. Glassboro on top, 38-34. Final quarter. Consolation game of the Atkinson Classic. Paulsboro and Deptford will play in the final. Zukowicz underneath, and he is fouled.
This would be a good win for the Bulldogs to try and, first off, like you had mentioned, it's 0-3. You know, you get that one win, you get to 1-3, maybe you get a couple of wins in your division, you start getting some confidence as you prepare for either the Tri-County schedule or in Penn Tech's case, the Olympic Conference schedule.
Zukowicz 4 for 4 from the line, 12 points. He was solid in that third quarter. And yet Glassboro continues to extend 40-34, 6-point edge. 7 minutes and 35 seconds left in quarter number 4, and this foul going against Turner.
Like I was saying, Rob, more importantly is you want to improve at this point of the season. You want to see constant improvement of your team and progression as you get to, you know, the mid-season and then to cutoff week to try and qualify, and then the postseason.
Legore looking to drive. Legore, a high arcing shot, and Legore now with 6. 40-36, 4-point edge Bulldogs, and play has settled down a little bit. It was a little frantic and frenetic earlier.
Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Happy Kwanzaa. Hanukkah.
Short. Moore pulls it down. And Pennsauken Tech hopes to chip away at the lead. The Tornadoes winding up the offense. Moore with an open look. And he thinks twice about it, feeds Rembert. Now Jimenez. Jimenez red hot to start this game. Legore, good rotation, and that's good.
Yeah,
you can see why Legore is their top scorer.
Yeah, that was just, I mean, perfect form, off the fingertips. You could just tell, you know, that shot is going to fall for him. Stevens again, continuously trying to get that outside shot to fall.
That's one of those where you make a shot that you shouldn't take, and now you think that you're going to make every one.
Oh,
it's kind of analogous to baseball. When you hit a home run, now all of a sudden you're trying for home runs. Moore inside, power move, left hand, good.
That was a nice move, as you're going to see. Down low, Moore, great body control. Great ball control with that left hand.
Turnover by Turner, 40-40. Walter Moore had 8 points in the first quarter, silent in the second and third. They're going to need more of Walter to win this game.
That was just a terrific spin move. Nice job by number 34, Penn Tech. Here comes a guy into the game, which I thought he had a very nice stint in the first half, and that's Marone. I thought he brought a lot of energy for Glassboro coming off the bench. You know, you look at this roster, Rob, 9 seniors on this team for Glassboro.
Look at that stroke by Legore. And now Glassboro wants the timeout, take a little bit of wind out of the Tornadoes.
You know, I don't want to sound weird by saying this, but some guys, when they shoot, it just looks pretty. You know what I mean? Like that basketball shot that just looks good coming off his hands. Legore's got it. I mean, he's got that stroke where it just looks good, and he's able to light the scoreboard up as well.
42-40. Pennsauken Tech has come roaring back and now hold the 2-point edge.
Good basketball game. You see Russ Winsett, great ambassador for the game of basketball. Loves the sport. It's got the alumni game that he brings back some of the former players, so he establishes that sense of pride at the school. one of the guys, you know, he's definitely not just cashing a paycheck, that this is something it's in his blood.
Turner up top. Stevens, 4-3, no good. Tipped up, pulled down, more battles. Gets, feeds, and now the Tornadoes across the timeline looking to extend the lead, and with 5 minutes remaining, 42-40, Pennsauken Tech. Pennsauken Tech outscored in each of the last 2 quarters, hoping to change that.
And one of the things in sport is you don't want to become predictable.
And you can see that coming. Stevens with his head down, and Moore.
Right, and I was just going to get to Stevens because I think Stevens is a good athlete, and I think he needs to try and take the basket to the ball to the basket a little bit more. That time, just a little aggressive. And that's something you need to work on in practice. You know, maybe a quick dribble to the left, try and make the defender move instead of going into the defender at that spot when you know he's set. But you don't want to become predictable, and that's something, this ball bouncing around.
Rembert for 3, no good. Legore, inside Legore, good.
Nice job by Legore sticking with it.
Jason Legore has awakened here in this quarter. And it's Pennsauken Tech basketball once again. He has 12, 8 in the last quarter. Let's take a look at Legore.
Legore, good rebound. Get the block by Maggott, but watch the effort by Legore. Sticking with it. Little flip. Gets it to drop. Right, like I was talking about with being predictable. You know, you look at Stevens, he's got that nice shot, and you'd like to see him maybe take it to the basket a little bit more, because as that Tri-County Conference, you know, sees the same type of thing each night, you're going to know how to defend Brandon Stevens. So you need to develop and become more balanced on the offensive end, and I think he has it in him. And I'm using Stevens as an example, but you can use every single one of the kids that are out on the floor tonight as an example. There are a few guys that you see that can do both extremely well, but you need to continue to work on it to become an all-around good basketball player.
Pennsauken Tech breaking the press, knocked away, and it's going to be Glassboro who comes away with it. Inside of 4 minutes, 4-point edge in the 4th game for both of these teams. 0-3. We mentioned before that Glassboro has lost to Gloucester Catholic, Woodstown, and Paulsboro. The Paulsboro lost the first in this tournament, and again Stevens draws a foul. A little surprise there. Penn Tech coming into this has lost to West Hampton Tech, Camden County Tech. That was a 1-point loss, and Deptford, who they hung around with for some time until finally falling.
I don't know if we have a shot of that, but that was the explosion that you see from Stevens that, you know, you might argue the call whether it was a foul or not, but it was his explosion that forced the defender to get the slap on the wrist, and now Stevens gets a couple of freebies at the line. At this point of the game, that is crucial to get a couple of extra, you know, free throws and get yourself those opportunities. Now 44, you cut it to 2 points. That's what Brandon Stevens, a guy like that, can bring to your team.
Stevens hits both.
That gives him a little confidence, a little hip and a step.
13 points for Stevens, and Pennsauken Tech will break the press. Jimenez.
You chewing on what I'm feeding you, Rob? Throwing you some stuff, you know. I don't know if you're really catching on you.
What leads you to that conclusion?
I don't know, you just, you know, basically every time I talk, you're snoring.
Not at all. Legore inside. Legore, good.
Great job with the left hand.
And Legore now with 10. He's taking over for the Tornadoes. 46-42. It was only a matter of time. We talked about Legore during the open. That inside baseline short, pulled down. And again, Pennsauken Tech comes away with it.
Rob Legore has taken over in his second half, hasn't he? I mean, he's really put together a good 20 minutes here.
Legore again with the basketball, fed inside, a little too hot for Blanton to handle. 2:40 remaining, 46-42.
See Legore gain some confidence at the end of that first half. Remember, Pennsauken was scoreless for that first 4 minutes of that second quarter.
Zukowicz throws it up wildly, more to Jimenez, to Rembert. Rembert across the timeline, down to 2:15 remaining. Again, it's 46-42, as you see at the bottom of your screen here on GCEN. Another costly turnover.
Wharton, that's the one where he just turns around. He's trying to ask his assistant coach, anybody have an answer for that one?
Turner looks to penetrate, does. Inside Turner, no good, tipped up. Moore throws it, it's Turner again. Turner to bag it, good. Baggett with 3 now, his first field goal from the floor. Rembert with a 2-on-1. Rembert feeds Moore. Moore knocked away. It's on the floor and a foul called. Who's it going to go against?
This is big here.
Still no indication.
No one knows. She's keeping this one a secret.
It's going against Moore. Suspense.
She played that up beautifully. Everybody was hanging on her. Everybody was hanging on her every movement.
46-44.
and then Wharton's reaction to it was priceless.
3-point shot is no good. Here's Stevens. Turner, baseline, good.
Turner's really had a fine couple of minutes here with his passing and his ability. What did I tell you about going in to try and drive? The team that does that a little bit better and is able to get those inside looks was the team that was going to win this. Glassboro at the end of this game has been the one with the better side of that, better advantage going to the Bulldogs with the inside play.
You got to credit Glassboro too. They have picked up their game from the free throw line. We'll talk more about that after we break. 47-46, Glassboro on top. Consolation game, Atkinson Memorial Classic from Gloucester County College. Welcome back to Gloucester County College. Glassboro with a 1-point lead. It's been a good one over Pennsauken Tech. Driving Tatum, no good. Baggett pulls it down, feeds Stevens.
It's a shame for Tatum because that was a terrific drive to the basket, just not able to finish. We've seen that a couple times from Penn Tech, where good looks, just not able to finish, and that's so important for the other side of getting to the basket.
Zukowicz with the basketball, and now inside of a minute. They'd be wise to foul someone here, and it's going to be Baggett who calls a timeout.
Yeah, he was looking for help there in the corner. He looked like he was trapped and not real comfortable.
Pennsauken Tech with 16 fouls. Glassboro with 5 team fouls. It's been a relatively cleanly played game. We mentioned that Glassboro's taken advantage at the free throw line. In that first quarter, they were 2 for 4, 2 for 2 in the third. 3 for 4 in the third, and now 5 for 5 in the fourth quarter. And for Pennsauken Tech, just 1 trip to the free throw line all night long.
But that Legore jumps out, doesn't he, with 10 points here in this quarter, Rob. Get Penn Tech back into this one.
.45 seconds left. Glassboro will hold. Up top, Zukowicz. Zukowicz buys time. Stevens to the wing. It's Turner. Turner to the wing, it's Baggett. And now they foul Zukowicz. Again, they have to know who's a good free throw shooter. You've seen that Baggett has probably struggled the most of anyone out on the floor. That's the guy you got to foul. As soon as he gets to the ball, you got to collapse on him.
Well, see, they need a little wind set on their side. You know, you look over at Glassboro's bench, you got little wind sets over there, taking charting the game.
Zukowicz hits. He's 3 for 3 this quarter, 5 for 5 on the night. Definitely not the man to foul.
No, you're right. I mean, but you're exactly right. You got to know the situation, and if you can, foul Baggett as soon as he touches the ball.
And now
good
Marone.
rebound.
Foul called, and Marone will head to the free throw line. This will be his first opportunity. 32 seconds left. 2-point edge for the Bulldogs.
Now, I think I said Marone earlier giving the spark off the bench. That was Adams. Marone coming here with a big rebound.
Wow, almost taken away. I tell you, Tatum a little bit careless there. It almost cost him. Morton will call timeout. 25.4 left, 48-46. We talked about this before, Shawn. You weren't tuned in, but I had mentioned that there was no 52 on the roster.
Yeah.
It's always good to pay attention to your broadcast partner.
Yeah, I was snoring. That was the hint I was giving you. I was trying to tell you, listen, I know you're not, you are listening to me, but.
The turkey from Christmas still kicking in.
Yeah. Quick,
go ahead.
Quick thing, how many turkeys are eaten on Christmas?
I don't know, but there's 25 seconds left in a very good basketball game. It's 48-46.
22 million.
That's just in your house. 48-46. And, you know, right now, Pennsauken Tech has to create a shot. You have to think they're going to either pound it inside to Moore or go outside to Legore.
Yeah, and I would try to get the ball in Legore's hands, but you have to know that Glassboro is going to be thinking that. Legore's been the hot guy, though, the hot hand with 10 points in this quarter. Expect him to touch the basketball, but you're right. You got to make sure that you know where Moore is, because Moore is the guy who can finish around the basket.
One thing that Glassboro certainly knows is that they have a foul to give, and that could play a critical role. Rembert across the timeline. He feeds the wing. It's Legore. We're inside of 20 seconds. Jimenez for three, a long three. Rims out, tipped up, and again it's Marone. Marone with a couple of key rebounds.
Personal foul number 10, John Tatum, is fourth. Team's ninth.
Marone coming off the bench and some key rebounds. You know, one of the things you have to like from this Glassboro roster is all the seniors on this roster. It gives you that comfortable feeling, that senior leadership, that wise play that you're going to get from your varsity.
Marone, no good. Big rebound, Moore.
Kind of just threw that one up there.
Down to 10 seconds. Knocked away. Jimenez passing to Rembert before Rembert was looking. That may have been a good thing, having the ball knocked away. Down to 10 seconds again, Shawn. Glassboro with a foul to give. That last set, Jimenez, I'm sure they wanted him to take the three-pointer. I don't think they wanted him to take it from outside of NBA range.
Nah, it wasn't a good shot. I mean, you're exactly right. You don't get the good shot. You want the best look in the opportunity in the final 24 seconds, but you want to make sure that you get a good look and you establish that shot again so you can also get a rebound. There's different reasons why you would want to make sure that you get the best possible look and give your team the best possible chance of tying this game.
It's interesting because from this vantage point, it looked like they were talking to Jimenez almost as if, are you confident you can make this shot? And he nodded yes. So it could be that they are going to look to Jimenez once again. Jimenez, the three-point specialist. So if that is the case, Shawn, Pennsauken Tech looking to win it right here. Legore will inbound.
One of the most dangerous players is the guy inbounding the ball, trying to get it right back to him.
And Rembert.
Wow.
Looked like he had it knocked out of his hand, but they're going to go and call that against Rembert. So another turnover and a critical inbound here. And the next foul here. And Marone almost with a foul away from the ball, pushing Legore.
You got to be careful. We're mentioning that.
Timeout on the floor, called by Glassboro.
Marone pushing the Pennsauken Tech player away from the ball, and now the referee's talking a little bit about that. And again, the last thing you want to do is have a foul creating a turnover here. 48-46. It's a good one. Both teams looking to get off the proverbial schneid.
Presentation is completed.
It's a good one. Good game of the Consies. I heard you, man. I got your back. We're talking turkeys.
Morton talking to his team. And again, a reminder here that the next time Glassboro goes to the free throw line, they're going to have 2 shots.
So they got Baggett as far away from the ball as possible right now, standing in the corner. He's maybe not the strength. Foul Turner. Not his strength going to the line, especially in this game.
Turner 1 for 1 from the free throw line. He has 6 on the evening. He's done it all, a 3, a deuce, and an ace from the free throw line. And he'll look to extend this 2-point edge for the Bulldogs. It's short. He could have guaranteed a victory here for all intents and purposes, and now another big one because this will ensure nothing less than a tie.
Gloucester tight at the line, Rob, and you know the opportunities have been there for the Bulldogs to put this game away, and they haven't been able to do so.
Glassboro will pull away to ensure that they do not commit a foul here. With 7.5 seconds left, Turner hits.
That's what, when you don't have a win, that's why it becomes so hard. It just seems like it's so hard to get over the hump.
Jimenez. Legore, 4-3, strong, Moore, tipped up, no good. That's the ball game. Glassboro comes back and wins each of the last 3 quarters. They come away with a 49-46 victory in the consolation game of the Atkinson Memorial Classic.
Yeah, great game by the Bulldogs and Pennsauken. When you look from a defensive standpoint, both of them gave effort, but they weren't able to just pull out the victory. Where Glassboro, again, trying to establish underneath play, they're able to get the win. We're going to have post-game coming back after this.
Welcome back to Gloucester County College. Glassboro victorious in the consolation game, 49-46 over Pennsauken Tech. Rob Christ here with winning head coach Russ Winstead. And coach, after the first quarter, team came out a little bit sluggishly. You had to be concerned, obviously, a team coming into the game 0-3. You started a little poorly. What did you say to the team in the huddle?
Well, you know, before the game we talked about keeping the intensity that we had last night, which we were happy with. And like you said, we came out flat. I looked up, it was 20-12, and you know, I tried to light a fire, and some of the guys came off the bench to at least give us a tie ball game at the half to come out and put something together in the second half. So I was really pleased with not only these 2 guys, but guys that came off the bench. It was really a team effort, and with this team right now, we're trying to find the guys who can step up, and last couple of nights it's been a different guy, so we're pleased, you know.
Well, you have to like that, the fact that it's been spread around amongst your team. Of course, we mentioned the fact that you're coming into tonight 0-3, but this is a game that you really kind of felt like you needed to kind of get things going the right way. And, you know, again, what changed for this team, not only intensity-wise, was, in my estimation, you know, starting to get back to the fundamentals. It looks like you really took advantage of the free throw line.
Well, yeah, we did early, and the fourth quarter was a little bit. You know, I thought we could make more free throws when the game was on line. We could have put it away there with a few minutes left. But really, I thought we came in with a little more confidence after last night's game. We were a little bit tired, and it was the guys who came off the bench who provided a little spark. And the regulars kind of held their own with putting the ball in the basket, and that was probably the big difference.
Well, I know you got a lot of tough games in the stretch ahead. I certainly wish you the best of luck. Playoffs, certainly something that's been a large part of the Glassboro tradition. I know that that's certainly something that you guys probably don't want to necessarily talk about now, but I guess the approach at this point is one day at a time, right?
Absolutely, one day at a time. You come into a tournament like this where you get 2 games, and I mean, we were trying to be realistic and want to come in here and at least get 1 game out of it, and we did. So we look ahead to our conference schedule. The playoffs are certainly a goal, and we'll work toward that one day at a time.
All right, let's throw it over to Shawn Leary, who has a couple of our players of the game.
Thanks, Rob. And we have 2 of our players of the game. We'll be talking with Zoo in just a minute, but we got Brandon Stevens. And Brandon, it's a big win for you guys because you get number 1. It's always hard to get that first win, especially when you start 0-3. How important was it to get the win, get the 1-3, and try to build some momentum?
We didn't start off the way we wanted to, but it's a long season. We just wanted to get better every game, and we did, and it showed off tonight.
How did yesterday's performance, because you guys played pretty well against Paulsboro in the semifinal, playing good defense, staying close. How does that kind of get you the momentum going for the second game tonight?
Well, Paulsboro is a pretty good team, and if we hung with them, we knew we could play, so they got a lot of confidence, and we had a lot more guys step in last night. They don't normally step in, and a lot more players got in.
I'd mentioned on the fact that you were taking a lot of outside shots, but toward the end of the game, it looked like you had it in your mind, I'm going to try to get to the basket a little bit more.
Yeah.
Was that something that you wanted to do to make sure you have that bounce? Because I talked about that, having bounce and not being predictable. Was that something toward the end of the game you wanted to go in a little bit more? And I'm sure Coach probably advised you to go in.
Yeah, my coach just told us to stop settling for shots, and they were in the penalty. We wanted to get to the line a little bit more and just stop settling for shots. That's how the game's so close.
All right, now I got a shot to get my hair like yours because when you go on the court, it looks kind of cool. But
thanks, man.
I just don't know if I could pull it off with what I have. Congratulations, have a nice New Year. And talking to Zoo now, you had a great start to the game. 8 points right off the bat, couple of 3-pointers. But this is a game you really want to establish some type of offense, get it going, use some momentum of playing good against Paulsboro. How important was staying with the team early on because you did get behind?
Yeah, we definitely got behind, and there was a way to fight. We fought back, and it felt really good that other people stepped up, and it was a great team effort today.
Real difficult to come back from 0-4.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
to get that first win, is that something where you say, okay, well, we got the win, we know how to do it, now let's try to string some together. You get into that Tri-County Conference schedule. How important is number 1?
Number 1's always the best way to go. It's a good building stone, and we're just going to build from here, and we're going to try winning every game we play.
Got a lot of seniors on this team.
Yeah.
So you got to spread the ball around a little bit?
Definitely. We across the box score, it's all even. We don't really got a star, but we all play like a team, and we're looking forward to more games this year.
Well, congratulations on the win. Best of luck in the new year. Rob, it's funny because I joke around about the hair thing and the stuff, but these kids, a lot of them, just well-versed, good kids, and that's always what you really want to build your program around. Guys like that. There's Zukowitz, guys like Brandon Stevens, senior leadership, and at least you get the sense they might have started off 0-3, but the way Glassboro is playing with the fundamentals, I think this is a pretty good-looking team. Might not have the star power. You lose Baker from last year, Daniel Green, that inside presence. They might not have that presence inside, but they have the presence of being able to build a winner here. I think Russ Winstead also acknowledges that he sees we're getting the effort, we're getting the fundamentals down. We can string together some victories, maybe we can turn around the slow start.
In the Open, I mentioned that the team that gets behind early is probably the team that's going to go down. I could have been more wrong. Glassboro comes down trailing by 8 points in the first quarter. A real character check, a real gut check. Glassboro answered the call and more. They come away victorious in the consolation game of the Atkinson Memorial Classic, 49-46. For my partner, Shawn Leary, my director, Stan Ritter, and all the crew, I'm Rob Chris. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.